Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another round of Rush Racing. Tonight we have Div 1, which is sponsored by AI 369. And on my left, I have a new commentator in. Well, he's fairly new. He's done a couple of rounds in J-Man. How you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good yourself, and I'm really ready to watch a great race here for Div 1. Texas is a good track, and we're going to have some great racing here.
Yeah, we certainly are. So we're going to be back to full qualifying. And yeah, Texas is the one where we've landed on. So it's going to be very interesting. Pretty much got a full grid minus one driver, and I'm not sure why we're going to have to call a red flag. We'll be back. All right, we are back. We just had a little bit of a delay. Unfortunately, someone who was banned had decided to join the lobby. But we have ourselves a short qualifying, so it won't be full because it has been delayed quite a significant amount, and we only have the 19 drivers. But yeah, welcome back, J-Man. Looking forward to this
Yeah,
track.
yeah, definitely. It's a bit of a shame that we had to change from full quality to short quality, but what can you do with the delay that we had?
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite annoying, but we move on and we get through it. But it's a short quali followed by a 50% race in Texas. So the ones on the outlap at the moment are Keefe, Hado, Alpha Gully, Meraki Don, and Chandler's. Everyone else is waiting for the track to warm up. Same with both Mercedes, they are both out as well. So we'll stay on board with Alpha Gully.
Strangely, we're having half the grid retire in quali.
Oh, yeah. So we are having to reset again because the settings is wrong. We'll be
Fuck.
back. All right, we are back again. Unfortunately, we had a setting that was wrong. That unfortunately got changed as we loaded into lobby, so it's all fixed and all done and dusted. We will have 20 drivers on the grid once Campbell Adams, the man himself, does join. So he is just validating his files. And yeah, we're going to have a full grid here. Looking forward to it, as we did say multiple different times, but unfortunately, due to people inviting banned drivers, we've had to restart, and restart. But J-Man, again, we think it's going to be a wet race, or do you think it's going to be a dry race?
I'm gonna go for the possibility of a wet race. If it's wet, it's gonna be a whole lot more harder for them out there. Cota is not a track you want to be wet.
Yeah, that is true. You especially want it dry, heading through those S bends. Um, but yeah, looking forward to it, seeing who will get the top of the podium. We saw Abyss win the last race, but we have, as said, we've got Lefty in here. We've got Meraki Don, who's a quick driver as well. We've got Kauki as well, and Campbell Adams to join in when he does. You've also got Viper, who is quick on his day. So there's a lot of quick drivers here. So it'd be interesting to see who will get pole, and we're only having a short quali as well.
So for drivers on the outlaps, we have both Mercedes, Kiefer Spondek, Los Yuki, Alpha Gully, Heido, Danger, Rakidon, Abyss OCE, Chandler's, and Shifty. I believe the first car, I believe already started. Has anyone started their lap? No, but the first that will be starting is one of the Alpines. That is Chandler's. So he will be taken away for us.
Yep, so I'll go on board with Chandler's as he's about to start his lap now. As he puts the power down, puts the battery on, and he is starting his hot lap. So there's absolutely no traffic in front of him. You've got a Ferrari to his left, but he'll pass him easily. Heading into turn one, he does it really good. Gets back on the power again. Now this is the easiest section to invalidate your time, so you want to get it absolutely perfect. Otherwise, unfortunately, your lap time is in the bin. So he goes through the first sector, gets purple because he's the only one to be setting a time at the moment. Up into the second sector. So probably one of the easiest sectors to not invalidate your time, which is a good thing. Other than this hairpin, if you do take it completely wrong and go super wide, which he almost does, but he gets it really well, puts the battery on. Coming down sector 2 into sector 3, he'll get another purple sector once it does go purple. Down into the corners where multiple incidents have happened over the seasons here in Rush in Texas. Crashes and just people spinning everyone, diving, everything. Get sector 3 pretty decent coming into the last couple corners. This is another bit where you can invalidate. Going too wide or too skinny. Gets it almost on the line. Gets it power down. He's still got a lot of battery. He goes with a 1:31.889. A pretty good
That's
lap
well
there.
done on him.
And
Yeah,
Alpha Gully goes a 1:30.2.
that's a really good lap. But I think we can still see faster.
Yeah, so I'll let you take it away with checkered flags lap.
Here we go. Here he comes. He's coming through VS's section, which is obviously definitely one of the hardest areas because hard to keep your car controlled and not go off the track. But it looks like he's gonna really good there. There's yellow's ahead. Someone's come off, but he's still going on strong. He's got the purple sector, and he will comes onto the turn, the hairpin, which leads to the big main straight. And yeah, he's done that well compared to Chandler's. As we just see one of the other cars sideways. He's only got about 30% for his rest of his lap, so 20%. So it looks like he's going to manage that well. As good that the cars in front move away, not impede. Going through this section, which probably one of the harder ones. He's got it good, and here comes this long right-hander, which is in the race really hard on the tyres. But once again, he's done well. Great on that turn in. And he comes on the final turn, keeps it close to the apex, and the time he's going to post is a 1:30.6.
Yeah, so pretty quick there from Checkered. Left for Dead has went a 1:30.385. So both McLarens, 1 and 2, really good laps by them. Still waiting on Campbell Adams to see if he will join the lobby in time. But yeah, everyone's out on the track setting their laps at the moment. So no, apart from 2 people, everyone else is out setting their laps.
There's a pretty big gap from pole to last set time, about 2.3 seconds. I wonder if that gap will close.
Yeah, it probably will, as we're on board with Viper at the moment, who is in none. So he'd be boxing for a new set of tyres, I would say, as Zexify is getting an absolute big toe from the other Alpine of Chandler's, which may have actually impeded him there right at the end of that zone. I don't know whether it's doing any good in this
Yeah,
sector.
not too good for him. Must be dirty air. Gets onto his car and gives him that understeer.
And we've also got Meraki Don, who's on the medium, so I don't know if he knows that it's only a short quali and not a full quali, because we had to change it due to how long we have been delayed. As Xfi is about to set a 1:32.1, so not the quickest, but I believe that was due to Chandler's in front of him having a moment coming into sector 3.
Still, the 4 cars that haven't set times
Um,
still in the pits, except for the other Mercedes.
yeah, so Eagle, it is Cota because Div 1 has a different calendar to every other division. So Div 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 have the Hungarian Grand Prix, whereas Div 1 have Cota. But they also have 18 races on their calendar, so not the full 20. So they'll have a bit more extra breaks to cool down and come back, which is good. As we got about 10 minutes left, I think, of this qualifying. So we're going green. I think Campbell Adams is still having connection issues with EA. Unfortunately, we do know how terrible this game is and has been. And unfortunately, it's not going to get fixed as Danger has left the session. So we'll try to get him back in if you've got
Yeah,
him
I've
added.
sent
If
him
you
one.
can send him an
Yeah.
invite. Hado has invalidated again. So he'll be coming into box with no fuel as well. And no one else is on a lap.
Now I've got the other Mercedes on the lap.
Yes, he is. He certainly is. He's just started his lap. Yeah, so yeah, before the season started, there was a vote in Div 1 to see who, like, what tracks they would like, what format they'd like. So basically, we wanted it to be as good of a season as it could be for Div 1. And yeah, they chose certain tracks, and we ended up randomizing it a bit with what track goes where um, by a wheel spin. But yeah, we got it to work, and happy days. As Campbell Adams has now joined, which is good. And now this is Lumi in the other Mercedes, so he is the other full-time driver in the Div 1 who wasn't here last week, unfortunately. He didn't realise we did have a race last week, but it's fine. He's showed up, which is a good thing. He's very low on fuel, but he's running a pretty good time at the moment. Danger is back in, so that's good to see. It's good to see Campbell's in, so he'll join in the race. So that means he will start right at the back of the pack, but I'm sure that's not a problem for Campbell, as I'm sure he's done it many, many times and went from last to first. So it's going to make for an interesting race as Lumi comes around the corner and does a 130.88, putting him in P4, and Danger has left the session again. So we'll try one last time for Danger. So if you can hear me, Danger, if you can just restart your whole game. If you cannot take control of your car, stay in the lobby. You will take control during the race. Sorry about that. I was just checking on my dog. All right. So we go back.
Campbell Adams going out.
Is he really? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. He's actually in a car. So we'll stay on board of him. He hasn't set a lap yet, so it's going to be interesting to see where he puts it. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts it on pole by now, but we'll wait and see. Who do you think is going to get pole here? As Danger has left again, so that will be it for his invites, because I
really
do not want
unfortunate,
the lobby breaking.
But my shape for pole looks like, honestly, I could go Lumi, the other Mercedes, because he did well. Like, I saw he got a couple, like at least 1-2 purple sectors on his run. He could definitely improve on that.
Yep, and Alpha Gully sets an even quicker time, so at the moment you've got Alpha Gully, Left 4 Dead, Checkered, Abyss, Lumi, the top 5. Followed by ACW 132, Viper, Watanabe, Kauki, and Yuki Bear running out the top 10. So unfortunately the Div 1 driver in Huss in DVR did not show up tonight, so his Hados had to get a reserve plus himself in the race, so it's good to see him reserving up as well, trying to score his team valuable points heading into this second round of the season. So he's just about to get a tow from Checkered in the other Ferrari to start his lap.
Perfectly set.
And I'll let you take this lap away as well, Jamie.
Campbell comes in, just starting this lap. He's got a good exit to give him perfect speed. He's going full overtake. He's got on a hot lap. Looks like he's good. Looks like that toe's going to be helping him on his times. He gets to turn in perfect. Apex hit perfect, looks like. His teammates move out the way. It looks like they've coordinated that perfectly to give him the turn on the starting straight. Coming through the S's area, and he's done that well. He's slipped a little bit. He's kept it under control. He's gone purple in the first sector. Coming through onto the hairpin, into the main straight. Where you're going to need a whole lot of DRS to push that car to top speed. He locks up a little bit, but he keeps it controlled. He's got the exit well. He's going to go full on the overtake, drain most of his battery, keeping on 20%. Looks like all the drivers have practiced to keep the ERS just there. He's gone just really close to invalidating there. He's kept it cool. Got purple sector 2. They're coming onto that long right-hander. You've got to stay really close to that outside line. He's a bit wide, but he's still going quick. Comes his fast through that second last corner. He's just invalidated. That is really unfortunate for him. Unlucky, mate.
Yeah, right at the end there. So he'll be coming back out on a fresh set right at the end. We've only got about 3.5 minutes left of qualifying, so I would say everyone is about to come back out for their final runs as Watanabe is on his lap. So this will probably be his last lap unless he does invalidate, which then he'll probably go into the pits as he's sliding around everywhere on this lap.
Maybe he has worn tyres, or hopefully he's using a new set. Maybe he's saving it, hoping he gets to the pits on time.
Yeah, so just so everyone is aware, Danger will be awarded 1 point, unfortunately for the DC. We cannot help the game being broken. But yeah, that's just been our rule since last season, I believe. So there will be a point awarded to the Red Bull of Danger. As Watanabe goes purple in Sector 2, but he's only down on his time by, I think it was 0.007. Not enough to get, he gets massive wheel spin coming out into Sector 3. Puts the foot down, gets a couple corners, the last couple corners out well. Now these are the last two that he just needs to get correct, but he's pulling off his lap into the pits.
Looks
Probably
like a
swapping
smart
for a new
move.
set.
That's a smart move on his end because I don't think he would have gone much faster. Still had a purple sector too. But with a fresh pair of softs, he can probably go a whole lot faster since he had a bit of a mistake that we can see.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think he'll get out in time though. So that's his qualifying done. So he'd probably be still happy with P9 though. He is a Div 2 driver, so he is also one reserving up. So it's good to see some of the Div 2 drivers jumping in and having a feel of what Div 1 is like. As Marakidon's about to finish his one lap, he's about to put it in the 131.4, so it drags him up about 6 or 7 spots. So Watanabe does retire. Lumi will be the next one to finish his lap, so he'd be looking to improve as well. Oh, he almost invalidates there, but he gets it right on the line. He gets the last corner really well. He comes across the line. He does improve, but not enough.
That's unfortunate.
As you've got everyone is coming around that final sector on their outlaps. Some people on their laps as well. So Yuki Bear's starting his final run. Heido is finishing his final run. I believe Lost Yuki is also finishing his final run. So we'll stay on board Heido. He should be the first one to get the checkered flag, I would say. As he is improving his time. Not by much, but could hope to jump a couple of spots here. Who's also competing with Shifty Wizard tonight. He's reserving up from Div 2 as well, so good rivalry there. As Hato gets into the 131.6s. Brilliant lap from here. Lost Yuki goes 131.9, so he improves, but not by much again, as there is multiple people on laps now. We'll go back down to Yuki Bear, I think, is the next one. Yep, he has invalidated, so the next one will be Abyss. Coming around the last sector. He's almost out of battery, but just got enough battery to try and put it on the pole. Will he put it on the pole? He's probably going to hit the 130s, the low 130s. He will not improve on his time. You got Kauki, who I believe will improve on his time. He does, which puts him into P5, so both Mercs P5 and P6. McLarens are coming around the corner.
Alpha Gully's improved.
Alpha Gully goes pole. Campbell Adams goes pole.
Got it.
Left 4 Dead doesn't improve, unfortunately. Shifty Wizard is on his lap as well, so he's coming around the last corner. He will not he will improve in front of Yuki Bear. So there you have it. That was a really close quarters finish there.
Wow,
Campbell Adams got in just in time to do a lap and put the pole. Alpha Gully almost took pole. So you've got the Ferrari in Campbell Adams P1, Alpha Gully P2, and Checkered Flag rounding out the top 3 with Left 4 Dead, Viper, Abyss, Kauki, Lumi, ACW 132, and Chandler's rounding out the top 10. With Truo's Gamer, Watanabe, Marakidon, Shifty Wizard, Yuki Bear, Zexify, Kifi, FNG Hado, Lost Yuki, and unfortunately Danger with the DC in P20. But that is the grid order, so it's going to be very interesting to see what we get at the race start. So it is a
Yes,
50% race.
it's going to be a tight one off the start into turn one. It's a long, wide turn. Probably going to be a couple of moves in there.
Yeah, I think you have the top couple working together. I know they do work together quite well. They do it in other leagues, and they have done it here from time to time. So I think they'll just work together trying to run away from the pack. And then when it comes down to the pointy end of the race, they'll probably start fighting it out, try and see who will get the P1 today. So as I said, we did have a BIS win last week, which was a really good watch to watch as we're waiting for everyone to pick their race strategies. So the race strategies today, I'd think, would be mediums to hards. I don't think anyone would be game to touch the softs unless there is a late safety car. And that's probably the time you can go onto those soft tyres and try and obviously get the fast lap plus win the race. But I think you just be going medium to hards and hope for the best as we
Yeah,
are
there's no
about to
way you
get
could go soft car.
underway. We got 3, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we are off. So Campbell Adams leads away, followed by Alpha Gully, followed by Checkered Flag. Checkered Flag goes around Alpha Gully. Does he get the job done? He's side by side. They're still side by side. He backs out of it though. So everyone's staying in orderly fashion. And that's True Oz Gamer who's
Oh,
retired, and that brings out a virtual. So there's been contact. I don't know if it was between Lumi and True Oz Gamer, but there is major changes there. So we've got down 2 is Xify, down 11 is Lumi, up 3 is Danger in the AI, Hado up 2, Lost Yuki up 4, Shifty staying where he is, Kifi up 4, Yuki Bear up 3, Marakidon up 2, Watanabe up 2, Chandler's and ACW up 1, and everyone else staying in the same position. So we do have a
that,
virtual, and that's True Oz leaving, that's fine.
that's unfortunate from Chua's gamer. You know, he was
Yeah,
starting from 11th and just must have had some sort of accident.
yeah, so something must have happened. So I think he was side by side with someone by the comment he just made that someone didn't check their mirrors. So I'm sure that will be looked at after the race, and we'll see who was at fault. But
Oh,
yeah, unfortunately, he's been spun and possibly spun into other people, causing the damage. But we do get underway again. So was there damage on Lumi's car?
I,
No, there is
I think
not.
no.
So everyone's gotten past the AO, which is good. So the AO won't be holding up anyone at all. And Campbell Adams obviously sets the first time. Chandler's gets a damage. So maybe the contact was between Chandler's and True Aussie Gamer.
I
So
think it might have been like three cars that were in contact,
yep. So
and
he's
Chandler's
changing
also
his
got
wing, putting
the
hards
bad
on.
end. Gonna
As
stick it long.
we go back up to the top, Campbell Adams is currently running away with it. 1.1 seconds in front of Alpha Gully, followed by a Checkered Flag, followed by Left 4 Dead and Viper, Abyss and Kauki. So they're all trying to work together well, trying to run away from obviously everyone else. But as long as ACW can hold on to this train, he could potentially get a podium here as well. We are only 2 laps in and there's already one driver out of the race.
It looks like Campbell's extending his lead as he grabbed a full 1 seconds off that VSC. As you see, Checkered Flag jump into P2, and
And
it looks
Left 4
like there's
Dead.
a battle.
Left 4 Dead
Yeah,
jumped to P2. So Alpha Gully dropped numerous amounts of position. He gets it back though on Viper. But now Left 4 Dead needs to try and catch up to Campbell Adams, which he has done. So as I said, a lot of these guys do work together well in other leagues, so they may try to work together well to try and drag them away from all the other drivers and see if they can increase the gap. So the gap at the moment, Watanabe is missing the DRS out of that top 8.
yeah, it looks like he's all by himself there because he's got a full second in between him and Marakidon.
Yeah, but we have to remember he is reserving up, so that's a really good spot to be in for Div
Yeah,
1. So if he can stay in that position the whole race, or even gain some positions, that would be a really good race by him. As we see, Lumi started to make up ground, so he fell all the way to the back and he's gained already 3 spots. Hato's now trying to hold on to the back of Lost Yuki as well. Lost Yuki has dropped the back of Shifty Wizard, so I don't know if that's team tactics there, trying to let Shifty run away, because we know how powerful the DRS is. As Checkered Flag almost drops DRS to Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead has caught up to Campbell Adams as well. When do you think everyone will come into the box, J-Man? Do you think it will be a early pit stop? Because we do see the undercut happen here quite a bit.
Well, I think if there is no safety car, it's going to be around lap 12 to lap 14. That'd probably be the optimal area, you know, halfway through. Maybe even just a bit earlier, lap 12, 11, get an undercut. Even a whole lot more earlier if they're risky.
Yeah, as we saw Left 4 Dead now take the lead. So I know it's showing up as Thomas Reed, but that's not his actual racing name. So Left 4 Dead takes the lead of this race. As I said, they do work together quite well, as seen in multiple other leagues. As there is cautions in Sector 3, someone is around. That is Lost Yuki, who's lost a lot of time. So Lumi would be absolutely chasing him right now, almost in DRS of him. So almost within the points again. But yeah, this gap's starting to get bigger and bigger. So it's now at 1.6. Between ACW and Watanabe. If I was ACW, you're kind of in a hard place there. You want to give your teammate some slipstream or even DRS, but you also don't want to lose the front drivers, because as soon as you lose the front drivers, it's so easy to lose time, as you see with Watanabe and Yuki Bear. Yuki Bear is also reserving up from Div 2 as well, so it's it definitely comes really effective if you lose DRS here.
Yeah, for ACW, he has to stay in. I don't think he can drop back to give Watanabe DRS unless some accident happens and like the gap does get like slowed down. Like say, if there's a collision and like the leading car like slows, that's the only way. But he has to keep that like gap between him and Kalki ACW.
Yeah, he certainly does. Now it's up to 2.2 seconds, so yeah, he cannot drop off now and give his teammate DRS. He just has to hope that the front have a moment and his teammate able to catch up, or if Watanabe does box earlier, maybe for the undercut potentially. But with this DRS train though, it's really hard as soon as you fall off. As Lost Yuki is our first recipient of the 3-second penalty in Texas. So we're about to hit lap 5. We've got Left 4 Dead leading, followed by Campbell Adams, followed by Checkered Flag, Alpha Gully and Abyss rounding out the top 5, with Viper and Kauki very close behind. ACW very close behind Kauki as well. Watanabe, well, he's clear by himself, which can be a good thing, but also can be a bad thing. I know when fatigue kicks in, unfortunately when you're by yourself, you start having a lot of moments. Followed by Yuki Bear in P10. So he's got Keith, Meraki Don, and Shifty Wizard in his DRS train. Hato's in a race of his own, and Lumi is battling with Lost Yuki at the moment, with Danger, the AI, and both Alpines unfortunately not having the best of races tonight, down in P18 and P19, with the unfortunate incident with the True Oz Gamer to be investigated after the race. We certainly can see the tyres, so that is the other thing we're going to have a look at. So Alpha Gully is on the different strat to the top 4, so he's on the hard tyres, so he'll be going longer, whereas the other guys will be going shorter, obviously, which can be beneficial if there is no safety car, which Div 1 can produce races without safety cars. Their racecraft is obviously elite, so expect there to be a massive undercut, but I believe Alpha Gully does have the pace to try and catch this field back up, but it will be harder with the DRS trains that are going on right now. And you've got Lumi, who's on the hards as well, and Chandler's, who did box early, so he could potentially go to the end, but it will be a very, very long stint. And
If he
Zexify will
can
need to
manage
box.
it, then he can definitely regain his position and get back up to a higher spot. Maybe like some around P5, maybe even a podium. And if he is extremely lucky, somehow the win. It's going to be very hard for P18.
Yeah, I think a podium or the win is out of the question at the moment, especially with how well this top 7 or top 8 are working together. they're just overtaking mainly on the DRS straights. I did see a bit of fighting there between Lefty and Campbell Adams into the corner, but they do leave each other enough space, so there shouldn't be any incidents between them. As
Yeah, they
ACW
know
is
what they're
starting
doing.
to lose the grip of Kauki in that P8, so he'll be the next driver to lose time to that front pack, so he'll need to try and get back into that DRS. So hoping that Kauki has a big moment trying to catch up, but yeah, you can see how much time you do lose in that DRS zone alone. So he's out by 0.4, 0.5 now. So it's massive time you do lose. So as soon as you drop off from that DRS, unfortunately that's pretty much done until there is a safety car.
I think maybe for ACW's point of view, he might, if he does start to slow down, he has to give DRS to his teammate so that they can start working together and try and catch back up to these guys.
Yeah, I think that's a correct call. If you're ACW, but also you have to remember they both need to pit, and you don't want to be
Yeah,
double stacking. So
like
I think that is the correct idea, though. If he's not catching within the next lap or two, you probably could drop off a little bit and help your teammate out, and just try and drag him away from Yuki Bear. As we see yellows, and that is lost Yuki, who has went to go in the pits. Believe he's hit the pit wall that many people do, and he's
oh,
retired from the session. So he's
oh,
called it a day, which is not the best. Very early to call it a day.
I think he could have kept going, maybe even gone to the points, top 10 maybe.
Yeah, potentially. He might have hit the pit wall and had damage, so it wouldn't have fixed his wing.
Yeah,
Um, and as I said, knowing how good Div 1 is, there's rarely a safety car. As I said, they leave each other enough space. Yes, there is some incidents, as we see Checkered and Alpha Gully going side by side. Oh, and Alpha Gully gives him a bit of a tap, but Checkered says no, and he'll get the position back on him, but Alpha Gully is currently falling down to Abyss now, who's on the outside of Alpha Gully, and Viper's right behind Abyss. So the more they fight, they're losing control, or losing
oh,
touch from Left 4 Dead. As there is a big
Alpha
tap,
Guy's
and
just hit
Kauki
Abyss.
sticks his nose where it probably doesn't really belong, but he gets out of it safe. And this is helping ACW, because he did fall nearly 2 seconds away. Now he's caught back up again.
Yeah, he's
So he's
gaining
hoping for more
space
of that.
hard.
As we did see, Meraki Don did leave the session, so if you can just send him an invite, that'd be nice.
Um, isn't Rocky Don? Oh no,
Yeah,
I thought I was got
Potato.
confused.
That's
Yeah.
right. So, yep, so as I said, Campbell Adams and Left 4 Dead have run away now due to that fighting. So Checkered Flag is now on his own to fight with Alpha Gully, Viper, Abyss, and Kauki. So they need to realise it's only lap 8, lads. We've still got plenty of laps to go for fighting. Rakidon's internet died, so you probably won't see him online.
Yeah, I did send him an invite, so once he gets online,
Yep,
he can join up.
it's fine, so we'll keep on going. So I think you'll be seeing some people box within the next lap or two. Rakidon has joined. He is back in straight away. We see Alpha Gully and Viper make the move on Checkered, so they need to now not fight and try and catch this lead too. But yeah, the way Campbell Adams and Left 4 Dead work together, I don't think that would be happening. I think they don't fight as much unless Left 4 Dead wants to try and drag his teammate back in. He may drop off a little bit per lap to try and reel Alpha Gully back in.
Yeah, it'd be a smart move to challenge Campbell, but you got to be careful, you know. But these guys, they're the best we have in the league. So
Yeah, they
they definitely
certainly
have the
are.
capability.
Now Abyss is the first one to pull the pin, so he'll be going to those hard tyres and going all the way to the end. So he'll be hoping for that undercut to catch Left 4 Dead and Campbell Adams. So he needs a really good outlap here and try and get past all this traffic in front of him. Maybe get the tow from Lumi in P15 or P14 now.
It doesn't look too good for Abyss. He only has about 40% of battery. It's not the
Yeah,
best for catching cars.
Meraki Don, I would just suggest staying in the lobby, mate. It's a glitch with the the game. If you do leave the game, it will retire your car. So I'll just stay watching your AI run circles around this track. Unfortunately, it's just the way this game is. I believe you are still awarded a point, same as Danger. I am pretty certain. Yep, as I called it, he is
Yeah, it is
retired.
pulling up. Yeah.
So it's going to pull off the track, which is good. It's not going to cause a safety car, which is also good. Everyone's going to get around it fine. Abyss is now trying to catch up to Lumi in P13. So trying to have a really good outlap there. And the whole front pack has caught up to Left 4 Dead and Campbell Adams. So
But
the DRS...
ACW has lost his gap by a lot. It looks like he's might have started slowing down.
Oh, and we have a couple of people boxing here. Left 4 Dead, Viper, Checkered Flag, Kauki and ACW all in the box, all going to the hard tyres. Watanabe as well. So
I
maybe there
know.
might be a double stack here,
I think
but
they might be able to pull it off.
it's a good call. We'll wait and see. Oh no, he's going to get held up. Yeah, just.
Ah,
So he will lose a
that's
little bit of
unlucky.
time, but if he can have a good outlap, he'll come out really good. As Abyss is coming out in
If
front
they just
of
had
Checkered,
just a second different, then they would have got it perfect.
and Lumi sits in behind Viper and behind Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is off to the races, so trying to undercut Campbell Adams and obviously Alpha Gully, who has to go long. He has no choice in the matter. So does Lumi. He has to go long. So they will have to box at about lap 20, I would say, or 19, heading into 20 to those medium tyres. Because I know as soon as the medium tyres hit about lap 8 or 9, it will fall off a cliff.
Yeah, that's when wear starts to kick in. As I see, he's about 6, 7 temps down on his fastest time. The hards are definitely kicking in, losing grip.
Yeah, as you see the move done by Kauki on Checkered Flag as well. So we're just going to stay on board with Campbell Adams, see if he does react to these other drivers. See if he comes in the box. He does come in, and Lumi does get a free second, who is fighting with Checkered Flag. Checkered Flag gets around, gets the job done, which is really good, but also Lumi did pick up a free second there, so really good for him, but he'll complete the race, which is good. As you see, a couple others are boxing now as well. Yuki Bear and Shifty Wizard also are in the box.
It looks like there's only about 4 cars that are staying out. 3 cars. No, 3 cars and Endanger's AI, which is Lumi,
No, you got
Keith
it correct, I
Respondek,
think.
and Alpha Gully.
So you got Alpha Gully, Keith, you got Danger's AI, you've got Chandler's, Lumi, and Zexify, who needs to box as well. Back to the hard tire, right to the end. So yeah, pretty much nearly everyone is within points except for Zexify. So he's gonna have to try and make up some time with the hards, but he has his teammate in front of him, so um, that might be the position they stay unless there is a late safety car. As we're going to go back to the top of the grid. So Alpha Gully is leading this at the moment with Keefe behind him, followed by Left 4 Dead, Viper, Abyss, and Campbell Adams. So that undercut did work for Left 4 Dead. So can he maybe take out this win in Texas?
I think that going long for Alpha Gully is going to work for him, as he's even getting that gap on Keith.
Yeah, and the Abyss, Viper, and Kauki have dropped Checkered, so Checkered needs to get back into that DRS. So Campbell Adams could potentially help out here and try and back off a little bit for that to happen, as Keefe comes in to the box to fit a pair of hard tyres on. Oh, it says a touch between ACW and Lumi. Could have ended really badly there. I did see him coming together there on the straight, but ACW does get the job done, but he has lost a lot of time to that pack that was fighting at the front. Checkett as well has dropped off. So now it's pretty much a 5-horse race to the finish. unless we do see a late safety car, as Keefe does pick up a 3-second penalty. I believe that his second penalty for the day.
Yeah.
So him and Lumi are the only drivers to get the pens so far. Obviously excluding the incident lap 1, so that will be investigated after the race with involving Trios Gamer and I believe it was multiple other cars as Abyss gets the job done up into 3rd place. So they're trying to pull in that gap to Left for Dead while also trying to run away from Checkered Flag. It's going to be a hard feat though, trying to close into Left for Dead.
Yeah, these McLarens look really strong. Like, they're probably main contenders for the Constructors title in Div 1.
Yeah, they certainly are. They've got some really good races here in Div 1 and in multiple other divisions as well. But yeah, Alpha Gully with his pace and Left 4 Dead as well with his pace, but also his racecraft is really good. As you see, Viper and Campbell Adams swapping places, so Campbell Adams will make the move and get it done. And they get it done really cleanly, so they do not lose that much time to check it. But they've also lost time to Left 4 Dead though. It's now out to 3.1. Viper is now our next recipient of the 3-second penalty. Welcome aboard. Unfortunately, as soon as you get one, they start coming through thick and fast. So, wait and see
Yeah,
who the next one is to get it. As we're going to
I
see
feel like
a lot of these cars burning down this back straight to make the
Campbell's got the
moves.
move on Abyss. It looks like Abyss let him through.
Yeah, so I would say these guys aren't fighting, they're trying to catch up. Probably you'd want Campbell Adams leading this pack to try and reel in Left 4 Dead. But they're all going to be obviously trying to work together well, but he could also be now backing off the pack to let Checkered Flag back in, which we're seeing the time fluctuate between 1.6 and 1.3, so
But I think Campbell can definitely catch up to the McLarens. Well, to Left 4 Dead.
yeah, he would need some really quick laps though, because we are running out of time, running really
He
short
is
on time.
gaining time.
Yeah, they just need to not fight into corners. That's pretty much where they are losing the most time. But just remember, obviously, we have got Alpha Gully in the lead, but he has to still box onto those medium tyres. So when he does box, he'll probably go all the way down to, say, P10, maybe P11. But also Lumi has to box as well. So he will be also going to those medium tyres to finish the race. Chandler's will also potentially box. He doesn't have to, but his tyres will be absolutely worn out. Zexify does have to box. Danger has to box, being the AI, but I'm sure that will happen now, actually.
I think Alpha Gully is going to have a major advantage going on to fresh mediums compared to everyone else having like 10 lap bowls.
Yes and no. I think you'd be leaving it too late because, as I said, this whole pack's within, well, Left 4 Dead's within 9.9 of him. You've got
Yeah, they
Campbell
are
Adams
starting to
within
catch.
about 12 seconds of him, so I'm pretty sure it's a 25-second loss, so you'd need to absolutely have really good flying laps for the next 8 laps, but it's one thing to catch here and another thing to overtake, and by the time you do catch them, your tyres will be as worn, if not worse. As we see, Abyss is now the next person to join the 3-second club, but he is now losing time to Campbell Adams, so he's trying to stay with him, but they're all running pretty low on battery. Kauki's the one with the most battery here on 80%. But they are all losing time on Left 4 Dead because he's waiting for no one. So can we see an absolute dominant race from Left 4 Dead here to take out this win? Here in Texas, as we see, Watanabe goes up to P9. So really good job for the Astons here. They've got a big gap from themselves and Yuki Bear because Lumi has to still box. Which he will be quick right at the end, but he will have to make it, I would say, from about P16 up. And you've only got about 7 or 8 laps to do it. As we're going to go back on board with 3, 4, 5, and 6. See who will be making the move now. I don't think anyone will be. I think they'll all be just content with staying where they are. Staying in the DRS, try and, or hopefully Campbell Adams can reel in Left for Dead, which is still not happening at the moment. And the more laps we do, the less time they have.
Yeah,
But
if
they are
they're gonna
pulling in
catch,
Alpha
they
Gully
have to
though.
catch quick.
They're
Yeah, Alpha
absolutely
losing lots
reeling
of
him in.
time.
So
But it
he's
looks like if
boxing,
he,
which is too early. He's done
yeah, I think
14
he
laps on those
comes out.
hards. That means he'd have to go pretty well near the same rate on those mediums. So I don't think that's what you want. And Checkit is now our next recipient of the 3-second penalty, which is unfortunate. He was having a really good race up there until he lost the DRS of the top 5. So
It looks
here we
like
go. We're
Alpha
going to
Gun's
see
coming
where...
out right 8.
Yep, and he'll just be in front of one of the Astons. As
Still
actually
decent,
ACW
but
had a big moment, so he's taken that position. So he's not too far away, but his tyres will be cooked more than the top 6 by the time he catches up. So
he's really got to push, but he's got the battery for it.
yeah, if even if he stays where he is, but maybe gets past Checkered, and even if he catches that top 5, he'll move up 2 spots with the pens of Abyss and Viper. But you've also got Kauki up there with no pen, so he'd be looking to hold fire and see if he can just gain the 2 spots from the pens alone. But we've got
Because by
we'll
the way it
almost...
stands, it's a confirmed podium for Kalki.
Yeah, at the moment, as I said, unless something else happens in this race. So when will we see Lumi box? When will we see Chandler's? Will Chandler's even box? So that is the question. So I was completely wrong. It's not a 25-second pit lane. I believe it's probably more like 20. So Lumi should probably only drop to P15, I would say, at this rate. So probably at lap 18, heading to 19, you'll be wanting to box onto those medium tyres to get the best out of them all the way to the end, and then potentially gain some spots through pens. As we'll go over to the pens, while I was speaking of it. So we've got 3 seconds for Abyss, 3 seconds for Viper, 3 seconds for Checkit, and 3 seconds for Lumi, 9 seconds for Keith. Campbell Adams is now the next one to join with the 3 seconds. So this pretty much, the ball is now in Left for Dead's court. If he can keep it clean and tidy, well, that's the most dominant win for this round. Might go to him.
Checkers just let Alpha Gully through, as it looks like he's gonna start trying to catch Kalki, and Checkers will just follow off Alpha Gully.
Yeah, smart move. Smart move. If he can keep up with Alf Gully on those brand new mediums, that's a very smart move by Checkhead. Drag him back into that pack with those new mediums, and you never know. There's still potential for things to happen in this race. There is also potential for people to obviously get rid of their 3 seconds if they weren't in fact off the track. But a lot of these warnings are actual warnings. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, as they are still hanging around that 3 second mark to Left for Dead, but he's absolutely cruising at the moment. As soon enough, we'll be having a vote for our driver of the day, and I
Checkers
don't
is
think
coming to the pits.
he is too. So he's done with those hard tyres, so maybe he's
Man,
going back to mediums here. He certainly
yeah,
is,
he
so
is.
very interesting call there.
That's a strange one. I think he's trying to get the fastest lap, but who's even holding it?
So we'll go to the fast lap. I think that is...
Oh yeah, it's one of the McLarens.
Yeah, Left for
Left for
Dead.
Dead.
A 133, 138. So
Alpha
really
Gully
good
nearly
lap
had it
there.
as well.
But yeah, he's stopped twice now, so he'll be looking to try and make up some time, fastest lap, and also see how he goes. But yeah, as I was saying, we're going to have to vote for our driver of the day, and I don't think I have to look far to pick it. I believe Left for Dead
Yeah, he looks like a good
should
shout.
be the driver of the day today. There is probably some candidates there. with the likes of Watanabe. I think coming from Div 2, reserving up, he's done a phenomenal job in P8, and if he can hold P8, then that's really good for him. Yuki Bear as well, coming from Division
Yeah, all
2.
three Div 2 drivers are doing well.
Yeah, coming from P9, and yeah, as Abyss picks up his second free second penalty.
That's really unfortunate.
So yeah, currently he's almost dropped off of this front pack. He's running low on battery, so Kauki's also running low on battery. Viper and Campbell Adams are running at about 30 to 50% battery, so they need to just hold on here, see if they can get back into DRS, because as soon as they lose it, that's pretty much done. As you see, Lumi is now in the box, so he will be going to the medium tyres, and he'll drop down to P15, I would say, or come out just in front of P15.
Yeah, I think he's just got it.
Yep, he will come out just in front of P15 by the time he gets to the end of this pit lane. Chandler is in the pits anyway, so he'll be trying to go for that fastest lap, being that his teammate's about 18 seconds behind him, so he should come out just in front of him.
Alpha Gal is gaining. He's only 2 seconds away.
Yeah, he certainly is. It's yeah, these guys in P4 and 5 have dropped the DRS though to Campbell, but they've actually caught it back up again. But it's slowly moving, and yeah, Alpha Gully is catching him. But question is, how long will those tyres last? Because he did go on them really early, and the hards he was on were only about probably 2 laps more when he boxed. So he's going to catch him, but the question is, can he hold it for the final couple of laps?
Yeah, by the end of those laps, he's only 3 laps of wear on these tyres right now, but it's down to lap 28. They're going to be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, yeah, and for Kauki now, like he probably needs to try and get past Abyss as quick as possible, maybe on the next DRS bit, because yeah, the more time he's held behind Abyss, potentially can lose out to that 3 second penalty of Viper and Campbell Adams. But I don't think anyone is catching Left 4 Dead tonight. But do we have? Has anyone else got any driver of the day choices? As I said, I believe Left 4 Dead is deserving of the driver of the day, but happy to hear suggestions. As I said, I think Watanabe could be a potential. Yuki Bear could be a potential. Yeah, multiple others. And Lumi picks up another 3 second. As we said, Keefe is in the box for new tyres as well. Sammy, yes, it is. I think 3 or 4 safety cars for maximum, but I don't think we're seeing any more here. We did see one on the first lap, but it was a virtual due to a turn 2 incident, I believe that happened at. So that will be looked at after the race. But other than that, the onboard steward will be loving his life. Nothing really here to
Alpha
report.
Gully
It's been really clean.
has just
He has
got
caught.
DRS now.
He certainly has. So if you were probably Kauki, you'd be trying to work with him, not against him for this time being, because his tyres will fall off, and then eventually you'll have the better tyres come the end of the race. Because this is a section where it can all collapse, and you can get a 3 second really easy. So he's still holding on to that 3 second to Campbell Adams and Viper though, but needs to try and make his way past Abyss as soon as possible, because that is slowly fading away. As both the Aston Martins are in a battle of their own by themselves, of course on track, with Yuki Bear following pretty close behind. Checkered flag is closing in, but
Alpha
he has
Gully's
got
gone
that
for it.
three
He's got
second.
both of them.
Certainly has, and Kauki's got Abyss, so now he's hoping that Alpha Gully can drag him back in. Maybe there can be a potential for a double McLaren podium. Maybe Alpha Gully could be deserving of this driver of the day as well.
Yeah, Alpha Gully has the potential to get a 1-2 off penalties.
Yeah, but it is hard to go past Left 4 Dead. He's been just clean all race, dominant all race. He's run away when needed to. And yeah, his teammates now catching up and hoping to drag. Well, he's not hoping to drag Kauki in, but he is dragging Kauki back up there with him. They just have 6 laps to keep it in there. But those tyres will start to fall off at about lap 9 or lap 10. So about lap 27, 26 is when he'll start feeling him. As Chandler's gets past his teammate of Zexify, so they'll be trying to pull each other along for that fastest lap time. Seeing if they can get there. Lumi is on 2-lap old tyres, so he'll be looking to try and catch Hato, but he does have 6 seconds of penalties, so I don't think he's going to make up any more positions. Keith behind him's on 9 or 12 seconds of pens, so we'll go back to that. But it's been a very clean race. Like the 2 DNFs, sorry, the 3 DNFs. So one was the lap 1 incident, one was just retiring in the pits, and one was the take control glitch. Unfortunately, couldn't take control, and that was the end of that. So, but yeah, Viper and Campbell Adams need to try and pull this gap to Alpha Gully. See if they can create that 3-second gap. And Keith picks up another 3 seconds, so I was kind of correct with 12 seconds. And Yuki Berry is closing in on Watanabe as well, so that's going to be another battle that heats up with Checkered Flag, who's right behind them. So if he can make the move and get away by 3 seconds, which I believe he can, he does have the pace, he is a really good driver, and Yuki Bear does pick up a 3-second as I am talking about it, so that is not good, but it's music to Checkered Flag's ears. So if he can get the move done and potentially get it done on Watanabe and try and run away, he could potentially get P8 points here, which would be a good day for the Ferraris. But a good day for the Haas as well. Both drivers within points, both
range.
reserving up as well. Shifty Whizzer just enjoying his day in P11, not fighting anyone, just having a day, cruising. He'd be happy with that. But we're going to go back to the top as they have absolutely caught this pack. Alpha Gully has bring Kauki back in, but Kauki has lost DRS to Alpha Gully. So now Alpha Gully will be pretty much free to fight the likes of Campbell, Adams and Viper, which he doesn't need to do. He just needs to hold position behind. As Abyss goes off the track. And gets the move done, so I don't know if that was illegal or not. Checkered gets the job done on Yuki Bear, and they've absolutely caught Watanabe here. Yeah, I'll go on board with Alpha now, mate.
Yeah, Alpha Gully, I think he's in a run for driver of the day if he keeps this up.
Yep. Yeah. Abyss has just got another 3-second penalty as well. Checkered made the job done on Watanabe. But his tyres will be cooking right now. They're starting to be at that turnover point of the hards will start being better than the mediums. Especially through this sector here. But if he can just hold on to the back of these guys, he'll take home P2. Which will be an absolutely brilliant day for the McLarens.
Hopefully those tyres don't hurt him too much when they get old. He has 8 laps on him. Hopefully he's fine.
As yeah, Abyss has dropped 3 seconds, 3.4 to this front pack. So that's hurt Kauki's chances of a podium.
But Kauki has got him.
He has got him, but he's lost so much time that I don't think it would be enough to catch him back up again, unfortunately. Unless he did save the battery, which I didn't check, but we'll go over.
No, he's only about 30%.
Yeah, I'll do that after the onboard. So Kauki would be hoping that someone else in this He picks up a 3 second, so that's pretty much his night done and dusted there in P5. Just to hold on to P5 and not battle Abyss as much, and you should hold it to ACW. That is the onboard done. Alright, we'll go to the fastest lap. It's Left 4 Dead with a 133.138. So unfortunately not really many coming close other than Alpha Gully, his teammate. Everyone else running about the 134s. There's a 133.5 which is checkered. But everyone else, yeah, in the 134s. So if you realistically wanted to go for faster lap, I'd probably be going to softs now.
Yeah, at least you have two goes.
Probably if you're Zexify, you'd just go into the box and try the soft tires and see if you can get it done. And see how you go. As Abyss swaps positions with Kauki, Kauki will just hold his battery and just hold behind him. As Viper is right on the tail of Campbell Adams, so can we see maybe a move from Viper to knock Campbell Adams off of this podium if Alpha Gully is able to hold the back of these guys, which he is right up the backside of them. He does not need to overtake unless they can get their pens removed. As we see, multiple moves are being made. Yuki Bear and Watanabe going side by side.
Oh,
Campbell
Campbell's
Adams
got
is
another.
another 3 second. So that's music to Viper's ears.
Looks like Viper's gonna get P3 here if it stands as it is.
Yep, and that's pretty much, yep, as far as he'll only fall down to about P4 because Abyss has 9 seconds and Kauki does have that 3 second unless he can get it removed. I don't think so because I said a lot of pens here are actually correct. Barely any of them can get removed, and I'll go back to tires. So those mediums, 10 laps old with 3 laps remaining. So 26, 27, 28. They will be absolutely cooked by the end, but if you can just hold it, just relax in their DRS and just not make moves, just chill out, he should be fine for P2 or P3, depending if Viper can get his 3 second removed, because I don't think Campbell Adams can get any removed now. And he's making a move,
I forgot he's
he's
going
doing a
for it on
double.
both of them.
He's doing the double, but he doesn't get it done.
If he does keep ahead,
He
and if they do
gives the
lose their
space when
penalties,
required. They go side by side. We'll go from Viper's point of view, which is absolutely madness because they would be absolutely dragging in Kauki here, but Kauki also lost time. I believe him and Abyss were fighting into corners as well.
that's a good job from Alpha Gully because they lose their penalties. Campbell and Viper, he still stays ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Watanabe picks up a 3 second. So check it is solid in P8 as long as he doesn't get any more penalties. He should bring home P8. So he's now on 11 lap old medium tyres. So this section will be hurting his car right now. But it's no problem for the McLarens because they are currently P1 and P2 in this race with 2 laps remaining. Left 4 Dead in a race of his own. He is voted my driver of the day. I don't know who you're going to be voting for, J-Man.
You know, I think Alpha Gully, he's done really well to get in that second spot.
Yep, I did see Alpha's name in the chat. Did see Left 4 Dead as well by Dante. I think it's it's either it's one of the McLarens. I believe it.
Definitely.
In my eyes, the most dominant today has been Left 4 Dead. But Alpha Gully has done really well to put it up into the podium as well. I might be speaking too soon, but we'll wait and see. You got 2 laps to go. He goes for a late dive. Oh, they touch. That is not good. But he does get the back of Abyss. Viper. They need to, well, Campbell Adams needs to not fight as much because he's currently dropping time to Abyss, which is dropping down to Kauki. So Kauki could potentially get another spot if they keep fighting. As we are on our final lap, so we'll go back on board with our race leader who's currently just cruising out in P1, 5 seconds ahead. So an absolute dominating display here. We will confirm who will get driver of the day right at the end of the stream. But I think it's a toss-up between Alpha Gully and Left for Dead. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. He's made it look super easy tonight when this grid is pretty stacked. He's ran away. He's 5 seconds ahead of anyone else. If J-Man's in agreement, I believe he can be voted our driver of the day. But
Yeah, it's a tough decision though.
it is, and Checkered picks up another 3 seconds. So now he's still safe because Yuki Bear and Watanabe have a 3 second penalty. Kauki gets the move done on Abyss, but it's still not good enough to get that position as Viper and Alpha Gully are fighting into corners. They're still going side by side. Alpha Gully pulls out of it. So Campbell Adams looks like he's going to be bringing home that P2 on track, but unfortunately will fall down to P4. Yuki Bear and Watanabe fighting. One's been pushed off the track, so that may be investigated after the race. As Left 4 Dead brings home P1, Campbell Adams will come over the line in P2, but will fall down to P4. Alpha Gully goes up to P2, Viper P3,
1-2
Kauki
finish.
stays in P5, Abyss P6, ACW will bring it home in P7. Checkered Flag should bring it home in P8. And then the battle to the line, Yuki Bear and Watanabe. Yuki Bear looks like to bring it home in the P9. Watanabe P10. Shifty Whizzer in a race of his own in P11. Lumi will come home on track in P12, but fall down to P13 because Hado will get that on track with the lap car of danger behind him finishing. Zexify coming around the last couple of corners as well in P14. Chandler's right on the back of Keefe. Doesn't need to do anything, but he does dive him. They leave the space where it's required. They do touch. If I was Chandler's, I would just back out. There's no need to really push it to the limits here. We are on the last lap. You will get points because you're right behind Keefe, unless you are going for the fastest lap, but you won't be getting because I don't think you make it to 131. To come around the final corner, Chandler's puts it into P15, Keefe in P16, and unfortunately Danger with the disconnect.
That's a great race we had on our hands here today.
Yeah, it was. Now, I know Viper doesn't normally do comms box stuff, so I don't think we'll get him in, but we'll try and get Left 4 Dead in. What are we thinking? Are we still thinking Left 4 Dead driver of the day, or are we thinking Alpha Gully? Because I'm of the agreement that
It's
it's
so hard.
Left 4 Dead. This one's a very hard one because they both had a good race, but
Yeah, I'd love to give it to both of them, but now I think Left 4 Dead just had such a dominant race. He had first in like every lap he was leading.
yeah, I think then it's agreed upon. Left 4 Dead will be our driver of the day. Both McLarens do deserve it, but unfortunately there's only one. So, and that one is Left 4 Dead tonight. We'll see if Left 4 Dead will join the comms box or Alpha Gully will, because I know Viper does not. I don't think he has a mic. So we'll wait and see. As my stream's just loading. There we go. So P1 is Left 4 Dead, followed by Alpha Gully. I'm just going through the intervals quickly to make sure I do get them because I don't trust this game. But I'll go through the list. So we got Left 4 Dead, followed by Alpha Gully, followed by Viper, rounding out the top three with Campbell Adams in P4, Kauki in P5, Abyss in P6, ACW in P7, Checkered Flag in P8, Yuki Bear in P9, and Watanabe in P10. Shifty Wizard in P11, Hado P12, Lumi in P13, Zexify P14, Chandler's in P15. So both Alpines did score points. Keefe unfortunately missed out on points in P16, and Danger, who desynced early, unfortunately finishing P17 with the couple of DNFs at the back there. Meraki Don lost Yuki and Truro's Gamer, who crashed out in lap 1. Alright, we do have one guy in the comms box and he's just left. He's joined back. All right, so we've got. He's just went deafened, so it doesn't help. Hopefully he undeafens himself, otherwise he cannot hear me. Or if you can hear the stream, if you can undeafen yourself, Alpha Gully, that would be great. But overall, it was a good race. No safety cars other than the lap one incident.
Yeah.
It was pretty clean, pretty tidy. The front seven pretty much worked together until they didn't need to anymore. Left for Dead then ran away with it. And that's why he got the drive of the day. But yeah, there's pens handed out left, right, and center for track warnings. So we'll have to wait and see if anything else comes in from it. But we're still waiting for Alpha Gully to unmute himself. Or here, mate. So walk us through it, mate. You obviously went a lot longer on those hards and then swapped to the mediums pretty early, but you managed to make it work and get up to P2. How was the ending of that race? Did your tyres feel like they fell off a cliff, or were they really good?
So I knew that guys went pretty early into the pits, so I needed box from those hearts as well, a bit earlier. So at the end of the race, I would say it was pretty much equal of the grip level, but yeah, I'm glad that we secured P1 and P2.
Yeah, no, that's a brilliant race. So from you, as I said, you just needed to stay behind them, but you actually got the job done and just held it in front of them for the last couple of laps until Campbell Adams took it back off you and come over line in P2. But as I said, they had the pens. So yeah, well done, mate, for P2. And I'll pass you to J-Man to see if he's got any questions for you.
Yeah, I've got two for you, Alpha Gully. So about your strategy going long on the first stint and then getting onto those better worn tires to attack the other cars. Was that an idea you had before the race, or did you just go with it?
So basically, I just set the strategy to hard medium, and then I was like about to going to check the race director, what other guys are about to do. But since I had like 5 seconds, I couldn't switch the strategy. But I would rather do mediums hards as well, so I can stick with the in the train because it's much harder when you can work with some other guy to get back into the train. So yeah, it was probably a bit unfortunate that I didn't select the medium cards because I believe that we could probably even more depth with lefty. And but yeah, still pretty decent though this strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, just one last question. How do you feel about finishing 1-2 with your teammate?
Yeah, I'm glad that for the first time I had a teammate this season, so it was definitely better. Uh, we didn't even work together that much as I expected, but of course that's because of the strategy. And yeah, as I said, I'm really happy that we secured the P1 and P2.
You know, brilliant effort by obviously both of the McLarens there, and one also getting driver of the day. As I said, uh, we were tossing up between yourself getting driver of the day and Left for Dead, but we did land on Left for Dead because, as I said, he went 5 seconds clear and didn't look back. So no, it was a brilliant effort by both you McLarens, and well done. And obviously, we'll see you next week in Jeddah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Certainly are, mate. All right, and that will be Div 1 done and dusted for another week. I was your host, Dynasty Sparrow, and I was with the man J-Man Diego. And I'll let J-Man say see ya before I say ciao.
Thank you all for tuning in to this brilliant race Div 1. And that's us for tonight. See ya.
And thank you to AI369 for sponsoring and Pagnian and also SimLab. It's been wonderful. Have a good night and watch.